Hi, George here, and today we're going to be using Affinity Photo to convert this color photograph into a black and white photograph. This is a fairly easy project, just a couple of settings to know about, but there is a way to approach this to get the best results. I'm just going to close that, and we'll start off here with the original image, and I'll use the Control 0 here to fit this full screen. Now I'll put a link for downloading this image in the description if you want to try this on the same photograph. Okay, let's go over here to the right side where we have our layers open and right-click versus background and choose duplicate. There we go. I just like always having a duplicate in there. I'll hide the original. Now we'll do this whole thing with adjustment layers, making it real safe. Come down here to this icon, looks like a black and white circle. This is your adjustments. Click on that. We have all these different adjustments that can be used as adjustment layers. The one that we want is black and white right there. And this starts off by giving you just a basic black and white conversion, but we can take it a lot further. Notice in here that we have different color channels for all of our primary and secondary colors. We can adjust opacity. You can even do blend modes if you want to. We won't bother with any of that stuff. We'll start off right here. Now, your skin tones are normally in your reds and your yellows, mostly in the reds. So I'll start off with the top here, and this just go left a little bit to darken her tone down. She's a bit too washed out here. We'll just darken that down. Want to get some more shading in there, so that looks good. It's about a good spot right in here someplace. You can go back and forth like this and see if there's just the right spot that you like. It's a personal preference, of course, but I think right about here is pretty good. Let's now do the yellow. What I like to do is to go back and forth like this and see where it's mostly affecting. Now, this is mostly affecting the hair. If I go up here, it looks like our hair is platinum blonde. If I go down here, it's a lot darker. I'll bring it down just a little bit, maybe. Right down here someplace. I think that's a good balance. Okay, our green, go back and forth. I'm not really seeing anything on the green, so I'll just leave that at 0. Now these sliders will snap to little tick marks like that. This will snap to those positions, making it real easy to get exact spots. Let's try our cyan. Okay, I'm seeing in the windows back there a lot of the cyan. I'm also seeing it in her eyes. If I go to the right a bit, it lightens up the eyes. You can see right there, it gets real bright. So I think a little bit in the eyes is not a bad thing. Background's just fine either way. I'll go up here to 200% for the eyes and just lighten the eyes up a little bit. Okay, blue. Blue is mostly the background. There's a little bit in the eyes still. Up here I'm seeing more detail in the background. This is darkening it down a bit. I prefer a little bit darker, a little less detail in the background. Helps the foreground to pop out. So I'll just bring this down to about here. And let's check our cyan again for the eyes. And I think that's looking pretty good right there. Okay, our last color down here is magenta. And I'm seeing that mostly in her lips, mostly the bottom lip. There's some on the left-hand side, but mostly in the bottom lip. Let's look at our original spot here. And as I recall, she had fairly dark lipstick. So I'll go to the left just a little bit. And I think that looks pretty good right there. Let's close that down. Now you can check this over here and this button right-hand side. This is your visibility button. Click on that to hide and show so we can then see how we did. Now everything looks good. The back is a little bit lighter than we had before. I think the hair and the flesh tones are exactly right. The eyes are lightened up a little bit, but I would do that anyway. So that helps. And the lips, I think that works out right where it should. Maybe there's a little bit too light, but I think I'll leave that where it is. Okay, now I'd like to have a bit more punchiness to this, so I like to increase my contrast a bit. Let's come down here to our adjustments again, click on that, then go back up to the top and levels. And in here, if you bring in your black level and your white level, this will increase your contrast. Let's try a little bit of black. Doesn't need much, it blocks up really fast. So just a touch of black in there. Let's bring in the white. I can bring in a good amount of white, and that does help to increase the contrast. Makes the picture just a bit more punchy that way. I like that. And then the gamma control here, this is your midtones. So left is going lighter and right's going darker. I think what I'll do is go a little bit to the left on the midtones and then bring back in a little bit on the black level in here, just to try to get a bit more contrast in there, maybe just a little less here in the middle. It doesn't need much. Only thing we're really losing is some of the detail down here in her top. That really gets lost once that black level begins to come up. This would almost need its own adjustment on its own layer, but I think we'll be okay like that. Notice how you can adjust this in specific areas. I'm using RGB since this is an RGB photograph. We also can adjust for red, green, blue, and alpha. Separately, alpha is your transparency. But I think that looks real nice. I think we have a successful image right here. Now I want to compare this directly over here to our original. So I'm just going to go over here to the background layer. Let's show our original background again. Let's take this copy and drag it to the top of the stack. So here's our color, and there's our black and white conversion. And I think that's a real successful black and white conversion. Easy to do, as you can see. Just takes two controls in here, the black and white adjustment and the levels adjustment. They're both adjustment layers, which means if you want to change your adjustments, just double click on the icon. It brings it back up again, and you can then readjust that. And here's the black and white adjustment. So easy to go back and forth as long as they're adjustment layers. We also can hide the adjustments in here. So it isn't a permanent adjustment. We have controllability on that. And if you want to learn a lot more about how to use Affinity Photo, I have a complete training course for this program, and I'll put a link right there at the top of the description. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more Affinity Photo videos, and I'll see you next time.